Monsanto Mole, an immigrant from Haiti, collapsed to the ground in tears after leaving with an ankle monitor from an ICE check-in on Sunday.
Bro, I don't give a fuck. Y'all finna see me cry on this dumbass app for the first time, bro. No one fucking, like, not being born in the fucking US is so fucking hard. Like, this is so hard. They literally treat you like an alien for everything. I get it. Okay, cool. I'm a fucking alien, but bro, I can't do shit. Like, this shit fucking sucks.
Today you will hear from foundational Black Americans speaking on Haitians, getting a rude awakening after President Trump has ended Haitian TPS. Check it out.
This Haitian TPS status situation is still a mind-boggling situation to me, to know that you Haitians are still out here demonizing and talking greasy to Black Americans as if we're the one that's really revoking your status, as if we're the ones that's sending you up out of here. But from a person that's outside looking in, I'm asking you, honestly, what are you proud of? What are you proud of? So many of you Haitians hang your hat on something that happened over 200 years ago. While you over here in America talking about how proud and how Haitian you are, your people is getting rounded up. They catching these niggas like, I can't even, I'm gonna be honest with you, I can't even believe how they're catching these people.
Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis, siete, ocho, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19.
You have regular citizens pulling up, finding Haitians and literally detaining them and putting them inside cars. Talking about, yeah, I got like 3 of them in my back seat. You have people that got, oh my God, you got people that have Haitians hogtied or laying across their moped, catching y'all like Pokemon.
America isn't the only country deporting Haitians. Like, this is the DR. Look how they have this Haitian man face down, feet up. This is some type of ankle or some type of hog tie they have this man in. I never seen nothing like this before in my life. But this is moped expressed by the Dominican ICE agents deporting him back next door.
And the cold-blooded part is, y'all got the nerve to throw it in everybody's face. Melanated. Y'all, we supposed to be brothers, but every time a conversation talk comes up about Black people and what we doing or how we finna move forward, here y'all come talking about, oh, we the one gave y'all the blueprint. We the one put y'all on game of how to get your freedom. Nigga, you not free now. You not free now. Y'all talking about all this, I'm proud to be Haitian. What are you proud of? Everybody is kicking you out their country. The U.S. kicking you out the country. The Bahamas is kicking you out the country. Turks and Caicos is kicking y'all out the country. Jamaica is kicking you out the country. The Dominican, I don't know if I said that, but Dominican is the #1 place that's out here putting y'all out. What are you proud of? What are you proud of?
Facts. Haitians, 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 Haitians. Your temporary protective status, gone. Y'all remember that Black girl? Where you from? Where you from? Were you a dirty American? A dirty Black American? God tired of you playing with the foundational Black Americans. Coming over to the United States, thinking you better than us. Now it's your time to shine. Go back to your country and fix it. I mean, really, that's all you need to do. Like, stop coming over here acting like you better and make your country better. That's it. Like, why are you crying? Like, and I can see a lot of y'all Haitians, nothing's gonna happen. Okay, it is what it is. This is not xenophobic. This is not racist. This is God's doing. I'm gonna put it out in the ethos. There's gonna be a mass exodus happening. For real.
I think Haitians are mistaking indigenous, foundational, ethnic Americans, what we're saying to them. And I just want to be clear. We're just not helping you anymore, and we're having an I told you so moment. That's what's going on. We're having an I told you so moment because you guys said such nasty things about us. You guys were like, oh, if you just work hard, it's fine. You know, those people never did anything to us. It's because you're lazy and this and all this other stuff. Y'all were saying such nasty things to us about this country, which is our country, which we've been here for centuries. And in fact, our ancestors and the fights that we've had and what we've done opened the doors for your people to come here in droves. Even though once we fought for that or once we accepted that, your people came here. And this is something that you can look up historically and were trafficking rugs from Central and South America up through Haiti into our country. And actually you and the Caribbean and Central and South America, immigration actually is the reason for the crack epidemic in America amongst our community, because you look like us and because we fought for you and because we were so naive and we didn't understand third world versus first world mindsets and things like that, you know. And we still, even after you decimated our communities by working with our governments to pump these things into our communities, we still did not come against you because we thought in our minds, it's not all of y'all. And we wanted to still give you guys a better opportunity than what you had at home. But instead of you appreciating that, instead of you respecting that, instead of you understanding that you decimated our community during the crack epidemic, we still didn't turn on you. However, once we started learning what you guys said about us, it was disgusting, and that you sided with the oppressor over us and started talking to us like you were the oppressor, the things you were saying about us, it was over then. And it's going to be even more further over. We're not helping you. We're not supporting you. And we're going to crash out and say, I told you so. Every time you get kicked in the I'm not going to say double cash signs by these people, we are simply going to laugh at you. That's what we're doing. We're laughing at you.
Let me get y'all some understanding on this TPS for y'all that don't understand. And then we're going to break down the mental of the people that came from Haiti on TPS. Haiti was hit by the earthquake that led to its original temporary protected status. This happened on January the 12th, 2010. I'm just taking y'all to the beginning of everything. The Haitians that came over here during that time, during 2010, they came over here because they had an earthquake. They've been over here since 2010. And that's crazy that you would come over here because it was like a major natural disaster like that. America opened their arms to let you, come over here, and then you treat the people, the actual people of the land. See, y'all didn't know, y'all just listen to all this indoctrination from the white people that told y'all we were slaves and all that. In actuality, we were the people that they conquered, the land that they conquered. Beside all that. So you tell me y'all come over here from a natural disaster like that. We open our arms to y'all. And y'all go to a nursing school, pay a certain amount of money. The Haitian lady that owns the nursing school gives you guys a diploma. You just cut out all the hours of the bar that you have to do. Then y'all just cut right in front of so-called Black Americans' jobs. And this is what Trump was talking about, they taking black jobs. Y'all were getting y'all diplomas by paying and cutting out all the hours of learning and credit hours that you would need to become a nurse, and taking the bar exam that you would have to take to become the nurse. Y'all just skipped all that and just paid for it. That's why so many of y'all in the medical industry, in the medical field, and cut out a lot of Black Americans, so-called Black Americans, American Indians. It's not that American Indians don't have the education to work in these spaces. It's that you guys have been cutting in line added with the Democratic Party that's been behind y'all the whole time. We just gonna speak it out. That's been behind the immigration and putting y'all ahead of the Americans. Call it right out, because we see it. It's plenty of evidence. Y'all come from a natural disaster to welcoming open arms. Then you cheat the system to get ahead of the so-called Black Americans who are actually the indigenous people of this land. And then you talk bad about those indigenous people of this land. Now that we have somebody, finally, this is where y'all getting mixed up at. It ain't got shit to do with no color, because Obama ain't do shit for us. Obama ain't no motherfucking American Indian anyway. This is where y'all get it twisted at. Y'all always looking at color and shit. We finally got somebody in office in a position that can actually do something for us. We haven't had nobody in a position to do something for us the whole time. Why you think they don't like him? Let me cut this funding out. Let me cut that funding out. Hold up, let me send these people home. So that way, the so-called Black American, the American Indian can have a fair playing field. We can't have a fair playing field if Haitians are owning schools and giving other Haitian women diplomas, cutting in front of so-called Black American women so they can get in a medical position as a nurse. They can't get in a medical position as a nurse because a Haitian has cut in front of them, has cheated the race.
From Miami, and you've been seeing Chef Creole on the news, get in here because we got some things to talk about.
Sajor says it's not just the clientele. After 34 years in business, he's lost his entire management team at 7 locations and will likely have to shut down 2 stores due to the end of temporary protected status.
The end of TPS means for me that my future in the hospitality business is almost going to be non-existent.
Now, when I first seen this clip, I was like, wow, this is horrible. People are going to be sent back to Haiti. They're going to be displaced from their families. They've been here so long, you know. But then I kept watching the interview and I kept coming across more clips. Stick with me.
On Sunday, federal officers made an immigration arrest outside one of his restaurants.
I voted for Donald Trump.
And that right there is where you completely lost me. I don't know what the disconnect is between Haitians and Cubans and Miami. Y'all know what this orange man set out to do. He literally told y'all, if I get in office, you will be sent back to your country. He literally told y'all that. And y'all thought, oh, you know what? It's not going to affect me. Keep watching the interview because it just gets worse and worse.
What would you say to the president that you voted for?
He sold to me that he is a businessman and that he will be making business decisions.
So in a nutshell, you voted to send your own people back to their country. Interesting. I think because you are a Haitian man in Miami that has Haitian employees, that negates you from following the law, from following TPS. You thought that your Haitian employees that are on TPS would not be affected because Donald Trump is a businessman and you're a businessman. You thought Donald Trump looked at Chef Creole and was like, you know what? I love this restaurant. Let's leave all the workers here. You got to be kidding me.
You regret your vote?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, I bet you do regret that vote. I bet you do regret that vote. When y'all say that voting doesn't matter, I keep my mouth shut because this is a prime example of F around and find out. And oh, you thought that was it? No. Mr. King of Chef Creole had a lot to say about the Americans in Miami too. So let's watch it.
This issue in this industry is the Americans just don't want to work.
I disagree with this 100%. I don't understand why business owners and corporations keep trying to put out into the atmosphere that Americans don't want to work and that we're so lazy. We want to work. We want to get paid our worth. There's a difference. If you're going to put a ton load of work on me, pay me the amount, the equivalent that's equal to the amount of work that you're giving me. Y'all want to pay people nickels and pennies and then y'all expect people to stay around for the rest of their lives for retirement. Ain't nobody got time for that. People got car notes, rent, mortgage, car insurance, gas, groceries. People have kids out here. People have other people that are depending on them. So if I don't want to work for nickels and pennies, hey, so be it. But I would prefer to you to correct yourself. Stop saying that Americans don't want to work and say that I'm not paying them enough to work. How about that?
They don't, especially the service industry. If that was the case, why would I be in terror in my mind and so pessimistic about opening more businesses when all of this is coming to light? There ain't no long lines with Americans saying, I want to come work at Chef Creole.
Well, I have a hint as to why you're in terror. You're in terror because when immigrants come to America, immigrants are willing to do the jobs. You're not lying there. But the difference between immigrants and Americans is that Americans don't play that. You're going to pay me at base minimum wage or upwards from there. With immigrants will take the $5, $6, $7 an hour because they're just trying to get by. But the fact that y'all do this to y'all people, it just opens up another can of worms, because if you really care about your people, why you didn't pay them a good working wage?
I'm not the type of person that wishes bad on anybody. Like, that's just not who I am. But what's going on with this Haitian TPS status thing goes to show you that what goes around comes around. Treat people how you want to be treated, because you never know when you might be in a fucked up situation. A lot of, not all, but it's a lot of Haitians that, have hate towards Black Americans. They come to America, look down on Black Americans without even getting to know Black Americans. Y'all don't even know Black Americans to say that they're lazy. Y'all call us lazy. Y'all call us bums. Y'all throw, oh, I'm so educated, this, that, and the third. But look what's going on now. You know what I'm saying? But y'all got all this hatred towards Black Americans, and we don't have that type of power. You know what I'm saying? Y'all mad at the wrong people. But what's going on is karma. You know what I'm saying? What's going on here in America is karma. Don't ever think that it could be you. That's why no matter, I treat people with respect, with kindness, no matter like who they are, because you never know when it can be you. You never know when you end up in a bad situation. So I hope after all this is cleared up, I hope that, y'all have a different mindset after this, to treat people, do unto others as you want done unto you. Don't go out here looking down on people, because you never know when you'll be in that situation.
So birth tourism is by definition a fraud on the American system, on the American taxpayer, on the American visa. If you're coming here, and again, your stated purpose is that you're a tourist, then by definition, you are here to come for a few weeks, look at what we have, engage in commerce, and leave. So if you're telling a consular officer you're here as a tourist, but your true purpose and intent is to go to a baby mill, give birth, and try to mint an American citizen while you're here, then you're committing a fraud against the American government. And by definition, that visa can and should and will be now denied.
There are many people who support birthright citizenship because that's the American way. It's always been how it is. If you're born here, you're a citizen. But the current dispensation that we're in, we're dealing with situations where you have mass illegal migration. You have individuals who are illegal. Neither parent was a U.S. citizen. They have no allegiance to this country. They'll have children. Some of these children will go for summers back to countries where they're being radicalized, but now they hold U.S. citizenship and qualify to potentially become the commander-in-chief and command our armed forces. That in itself is a national security threat. You're also dealing with these birth tourism rings where you have Chinese billionaires having children, and then the children are American citizens by default, but then they just grow up in China under the CCP. So you have to start looking at these things in their complexity, and because before you could say, yes, if you're born here, you're a U.S. citizen, but now this poses a real threat. And I do agree with revisiting the terms of birthright citizenship. So President Trump just signed an executive order. Here's what it's going to do. This EO is going to expand who's already excluded from birthright citizenship, including foreign diplomats. So they're already excluded. This EO is going to expand on that list. The order adds 3 new categories to the children of alien enemies. This is going to include children of members of foreign terrorist organizations. Bravo. It's going to include children of individuals who lobby or act on behalf of foreign governments. Order 2, which Stephen Miller calls historic, is going to ban birth tourism. This is happening for the first time in American history because it's now, in this current climate, is becoming a real issue. So it's good to see where we are and then make these adjustments. We have to find ways to work around reinterpreting the 14th Amendment to make sure that we protect American citizens against exploitation with birth tourism and potential national security threats. with individuals who have U.S. citizenship but ties to foreign governments.
Over the past several years, immigration has become one of the most controversial issues in American politics. Now, another major chapter has unfolded. The U.S. Supreme Court has ruled that the Trump administration can move forward with ending temporary protected status, or TPS, for hundreds of thousands of Haitian nationals, reversing lower court decisions that had blocked the policy. For many people, this ruling represents a wake-up call. For decades, many immigrants believed that temporary programs would continue to be renewed. Haitian nationals have received various TPS designations over the years because of dangerous conditions in Haiti, allowing them to live and work legally in the United States while those protections remained in effect. But as this latest decision shows, temporary immigration programs can change when a new administration takes office or when the courts interpret the law differently. This issue has also sparked debate within many Black communities. Some foundational Black Americans have argued for years that government leaders have devoted significant attention and resources to newly arrived immigrant communities, while long-standing problems facing many Black American communities, such as housing, education, economic opportunity, and public safety, have not received the same urgency. Those concerns have contributed to disagreements over immigration policy and government priorities. Supporters of the Supreme Court's ruling argue that immigration laws should be enforced as written and that temporary protected status was never intended to become a permanent immigration program. They believe every administration has the authority to determine when conditions in a country no longer justify TPS protections. Whether people agree or disagree with the decision, it sends a clear message. Temporary immigration status does not guarantee permanent residence in the United States. Immigration policies can change with elections, court rulings, and new administrations. For years now, a troubling pattern has been growing in America. Many immigrants arrive already holding distorted views of foundational Black Americans, and those views don't come from lived experience. They come from white supremacist narratives, media stereotypes, and global anti-Black propaganda exported by the West. Instead of understanding who actually built the political, legal, and labor foundations that allow any non-European group to live and work in the United States, some immigrants are taught to look down on Black Americans as the bottom rung. This isn't accidental, it's strategic. White supremacy has always relied on dividing Black people globally, pitting African immigrants, Caribbean immigrants, Afro-Latinos, and Black Americans against one another, while hiding the truth. Without Black Americans' centuries-long fight, immigration as it exists today would not be possible. Civil rights law, voting rights law, labor protections, anti-discrimination statutes, these weren't gifts. They were earned through blood, incarceration, and generational sacrifice by foundational Black Americans. Yet we now see situations, like the viral clip of a Haitian woman being aggressively disrespectful to a Black American host, where that history is completely ignored. Instead of humility or curiosity, there's arrogance. Instead of solidarity, there's contempt. And that contempt doesn't come from nowhere. From the 1970s onward, Haiti experienced mass brain drain, collapsing education systems, weak civic infrastructure, and chronic political instability. Poverty deepened, community cohesion fractured, gang influence expanded. These are structural failures, not genetic ones, but they do shape social behavior, worldview, and conflict patterns. That's where white supremacy enters again. Immigrants are often told, "You're not like Black Americans. They're lazy. They complain too much. You succeeded, why didn't they?" These lies ignore slavery, Jim Crow, redlining, mass incarceration, and generational wealth theft. They also ignore the reality that immigrants are walking into a house Black Americans were forced to build while being denied full access to it. And here's the contradiction many refuse to confront. If Black Americans were truly inferior, why would immigrants risk their lives to come to a country built on Black American struggle? Why not stay in systems supposedly better than the one Black Americans shaped? The truth is simple and inconvenient. Foundational Black Americans created the legal and social leverage that immigrants benefit from. While immigrants often arrive without learning that history, and are rewarded for aligning themselves against Black Americans instead of alongside them. This doesn't mean all Haitians or all immigrants are disrespectful. Many are not. But patterns must be discussed honestly, especially when disrespect is excused instead of challenged. Respect must go both ways. History must be learned, not weaponized. And solidarity must be built on truth, not white supremacist myths. Tell me what you think about this topic. Hope you find the information in this video informative. Feel free to like, subscribe, share, comment. Thanks for watching.